What a game we have on hand here in College Park. The second round of the women's basketball NCAA tournament between Maryland and UCLA. The Terps down 44-40. The Bruins with the lead, and we're back underway here at Xfinity Center. Brendan Hartlove alongside James Mahoney. We thank you so much for joining us. The Terps in the all-white going right to left. The Bruins in the blue from left to right. Near side, Taylor Mikesell. 17 to shoot for the Terps. Mikesell, the floater inside, off the backboard, and good. The Terps off to a hot start here in the second half. 44-42, the steal here by Stephanie Jones. She hands to Taylor Mikesell across the timeline, looking to go quickly. The feed, trying to get Blair Watson, is deflected into her hands, and Watson will bring it back out top. And the bounce pass to Stephanie Jones at the top of the key. Kyla Charles driving, pull in, stop, pop, got it. Tie game just like that here in the start of the second half, and another steal by Maryland. Shakira Austin this time with a steal. Kyla Charles coming the other way. In the lane, up off the glass, and one! Right out of the gates, the Terps take the lead. Kyla Charles going to the hole, drawing the contact. Wow!
I mean, could you think of a better way to start off a half if you're the Maryland Terrapins right now as we get a timeout on the floor? This building's rocking. We're 50 seconds into it, and the Terps are about to put themselves on maybe a 7-0 run. What a way to get this building alive, and what a way to start off this half.
So we've only played 50 seconds, but we'll step away. What a 50 seconds it has been. Maryland back on top, 46-44. Maryland women's basketball on WMUC Sports Radio. A wild 50 seconds to start the second half. Maryland was down for the break and a 6-0 run. Kyla Charles at the line. She drew the and one right before head coach for UCLA, Corey Close, needed a timeout. And Charles the chance to make it a 7-0 run out of the half. And she does, clean on the one free throw attempt, and now UCLA in possession. They'll look to perhaps slow things down to keep the momentum away from the Terrapins. It's Caprice Dean, the junior guard out of Cedar Park, Texas, and the transfer from Texas Tech. Dumped into the middle, it's Kennedy Burke. She has a go, and that one is clean. A long two for Kennedy Burke, excuse me.
Yeah, good bucket there to just try and stop this momentum, try and silence the crowd for a little bit, but Maryland, they can keep rolling here. Let's see what they can do.
Far side, Kyla Charles coming around the top with the left hand, stop, pops from the free throw line, banks it home. Well, she did it just like that in the first few seconds of the half, and now Maryland the 49-46 lead. Inside, storming the lane and drawing the contact is Michaela Onyenware. And what a player she has been for UCLA.
And how great is she at getting to the rim? She took 4 strides there. It took her 4 strides to get from right outside the perimeter to the rim. And it wasn't a travel. I mean, she had the couple dribbles there, but just a great athlete, and she's been a problem all evening for the Terps.
And so Stephanie Jones on that picked up her 3rd personal foul, which is very big for Maryland and for UCLA, really, when you think about it, because Jones now off on the bench. We see Shanice Lewis check into the game for the Terrapins, and in that Big Ten tournament final, as the second free throw attempt is good from Michaela Onyenware. Jones only played about 10 minutes. She fouled out, only had 4 points. She had a bounce-back game against Radford, but now here's Shakira Austin in the low post, up off the glass and in. She got the better of Michaela Onyenware that time, and the freshman with the 2 points. Now 9 on the day for Shakira Austin. Back out top, Onyenware for 3, clean. What can't Michaela Onyenware do?
She's one of the most talented players in the country. Inside and out, she could do it all.
Near side, Blair Watson, 3, missed it off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Shakira Austin, up off the glass and in. That's what Brendan Freese wanted to see at halftime. The Terps on the offensive boards.
Maryland giving UCLA a bit of a taste of their own medicine there. UCLA so good on the offensive glass in the first half.
Caprice Dean at the top. Mikesell down to her knees and missed that 3 off the back of the iron. Shanice Lewis pulls it down, looking to come the other way for Maryland. Bounce pass far side. Mikesell up. Can't get the roll. Watson, the attempt at the putback, and that's pulled down by Kennedy Burke. And now Lazane Drummer coming the other way. On the right hand, saw 6'5" Shakira Austin backed it out. And that was knocked out of bounds. It will stay with UCLA on their end of the court. But a very fast tempo game carrying over from the first half here into the first 2.5 minutes of the second. Maryland still that 53-51 lead. And James, what a start to this second half.
I mean, we thought maybe it would slow down just a bit because it was quite the pace in the first half, but these teams haven't missed a beat so far in the second half.
Japrice Dean on the near side, defended by Watson, goes in the corner. The bounce pass down low to Anyaware, defended by Charles. No good. The rebound by Drummer, put up off the glass and in. And that's what we saw UCLA really excel at in the first half. Lewis now right hand, storming the lane, up off the glass, gets the roll. Lewis coming off the bench, she's really made an impact now. 6 points.
Just the right amount of English on that one, off the backboard, able to get it to fall. Shanice Lewis been really solid so far in this game, quietly having a good game for the Terps.
Hand off to the near side, it's Lindsay Corsaro out of Indianapolis. Back up top, Kennedy Burke looking to go on the left hand, up against Shakira Austin, can't get the roll, the rebound, and the putback is good. Kennedy Burke hits her own rebound and puts it up and in.
And UCLA is just sending 3 girls every time to the rim, making it really hard for Maryland to secure a defensive board.
Lewis trying to get some position down low, can't get it. It's put back down on the ground. Lewis has the board for Maryland. She's trapped down on the baseline, feed to Charles, up, can't get it, and that rebound pulled down by Drummer. We're tied at 55, 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Dean coming down on the right hand near side, driving baseline, lost it out of bounds, and back to Maryland. The Terps still, they jumped out to that 4-goal lead and didn't really seem to look back, but Villanova strung some stuff together and they might be on the come up, but now Maryland in offensive possession here at the top. Swinging it all the way around to Wisnauskas. It will go back to Kyle Long. Talked about Long, the freshman, making more of an impact for the Terrapins. Zawadzki now, again to Wisnauskas. He'll lower it and fires one. How about that from Logan Wisnauskas? An absolute rocket to push Maryland's lead back to 4 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Top shelf where mom hides the cookies, low to high. Logan Wisnauskas just ripping it there. No chance for Vinton again, and that's just tough. Look at that shot, a rocket. You can't even follow that. And the Terps getting back going on offense.
Whew. We've seen a lot of great goals from Logan Wisnauskas in his now 2 seasons in College Park, but that one certainly ranks up there with absolute venom behind that one. And so we go back to the face-off circle. No longer Justin Shockey in there for the Terrapins. It's Austin Henningsen, the senior out of Northport, New York, who's in there, but the Wildcats control this one through Chet Camizio. He'll look to escape and come the other way. Just confirmation, that was Wisnauskas' 22nd goal on the season. A very good start for the sophomore Terrapin. Now we're on the near side, it's Connor Kirst. Now on the stick of Jimmy Gabrielson, the freshman midfielder out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. He'll come around on the near side. Lay it off once again to Kirst. Maryland doing a good job of not giving Villanova any lanes inside. You see just Kirst being harassed there by the Maryland defense. Lowers, and that one might have caught the stick of Dolan on the way through. May or may not have been on frame, but Dolan still making sure nonetheless.
Just great defense from Maryland. Like you said there, Brendan, not letting anything inside, keeping a potent scorer like Kirst, having to fire a tough shot from the outside there, not much of an angle. Let's see if Villanova, though, can dial one up here.
Now back to the near side. It's Eric Overbay. Up top again to Gabrielson. Sending the Maryland defenders for a run there. Now pass behind the cage. The Wildcats will look to attack from there. All the way back up top. Hauled in by Kirst. Has it knocked loose and it will be scooped up by Curtis Corley, the senior defender out of Medford Lakes, New Jersey for the Terrapins. Really one of Maryland's most solid defenders. Is going to play a big role today, especially being matched up against maybe the likes of Kirst. A size matchup there is Kirst standing at 6'2", and Curtis Corley at 6'1", so some of the bigger players on the field, and 2 of the better just skilled players on the field as well, matched up with each other as well.
Yeah, it'll be a fun little matchup to watch as we go forward here this afternoon. Kirst, up against Corley.
Will Snyder in possession for the Terrapins. Under 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Now the ball on the stick of Bubba Fairman. Fairman working about 15 yards from the cage. So he comes inside now and kicks it into gear. He'll spin back, and a quick footwork from the sophomore has it knocked loose, and a fight for possession on the far side, but a whistle against Villanova, so Maryland will maintain possession in their offensive zone. Perhaps a break caught for the Terrapins.
And let's see what the Terps do here. They'll have the shot clock for the rest of the quarter. Maybe they hold it out, try and get one final attack on Cage. You're up 5-1, could be up 6-1. You can get real comfortable here if you're John Tillman's team, excuse me.
Will Snyder cradling out top for the Terps. He will look to speed it up just a little bit. Now the pass to Bernhardt. Bernhardt, we know how tricky he is, and that's one of those tricks right there. Jared Bernhardt buries it, and the Terps continue to push their lead 6-1, 13 seconds left in the first quarter.
And just absolutely relentless from the Terrapins on the offensive end. Bernhardt circling around the net, getting knocked, and just being patient, waiting it out and firing one past Vinton. And the Terps up 6-1. What an ideal start to this Saturday afternoon.
Take one more look at it here. Bernhardt talked about that quick footwork from him and finds a bit of space, and give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Now we head back to the face-off circle with 13 seconds left here for the first intermission of the first quarter. The Terps now getting out one in that circle, 4-3 against the Wildcats. Now 5-3 in favor of Villanova. It's knocked loose, and 5 seconds for the Wildcats to do something. It will come down very quickly. A shot will fly comfortably into the stick of Danny Golan, and we go into the break. So the Terps with some fantastic finishes here in College Park. A 6-1 lead over Villanova. We'll be back in just a minute for the second quarter. You're watching lacrosse on the Big Ten Network. Swartz goes to the far side. Closed down by Gasper into the box. Headed down by Pines. Out to the top of the box. Cutting onto the right foot. The shot by Swartz. It's deflected and out of bounds. It'll be an Indiana corner kick coming up.
Looks like Paul Bin ready to check back in up at midfield. So whatever he's got left in the tank, whatever ailment he had that forced him to leave the match about 10 minutes ago, he's going to give every last drop of what he has to seeing this game out. 6:20 remaining, 2-0, Maryland still leads.
The Indiana band once more playing the Jaws theme on this corner kick. The in-swinging delivery to the back post. A great claim by Dane St. Clair. He rose above everybody in the penalty area with those long arms and pulled it out of the Santa Barbara sky. And that has to give your back line a lot of confidence if you're Maryland, having your goalkeeper making those huge plays.
In the press conferences leading up to this one, Coach Sorofsky said that if you don't give up a goal, you're going to get through to the end of this tournament. And so far, the Terps have still not conceded. Still time in this one, 5:45 remaining, and we've seen them collapse in the past. 2 years ago against Providence, up 4-1 with, I think, 25 minutes left as the number 1 seed in the tournament, and they lose that one 5-4. So it's not a guarantee until all the numbers on that clock say 0-0. But the Terps have not yet conceded in this tournament, and it's going to be a tall task now for Indiana to find 2 in the span of 5 minutes.
Paul Bin has checked back into the game. Looks like he will play on this right side, but it's flicked over the top quickly. Now Bin on the ball now, coming through the middle. Paul Bin, the right-footed shot, and it goes well wide and out of play for a goal kick. Austin Pancho coming back in for Indiana as well.
It comes in for Justin Renix, which is an interesting substitution, a more reserve type of midfielder in for one of your best strikers. So Renix just must not be 100% out there to take off your top striker, your top true striker, obviously Gutman their best player, but your top true striker with 5 minutes remaining down 2-0.
Indiana in possession on the far side through Buckmaster. He drops it back to Timmy Melt. Second team All Big Ten. We're playing it forward. Buckmaster again. Coming forward into the attack. The right-footed ball into the box. Headed away by Andrew Samuels. Drop back. Gutman on the volley. And it goes well wide and out of play. Excuse me, that was, I believe, Corey Thomas who took the volley. But regardless, out of play, Dane St. Clair will have a goal kick coming up with 4:20 remaining.
St. Clair not in any hurry to take this goal kick. He did not receive a yellow card for it, I don't believe, against Kentucky, but he was 3 times warned about speeding up the play. And so far, no warnings from the center official in this one. St. Clair a bit quicker this time, but you can bet that every time the Terps get a chance to take a few seconds off the clock, they're going to take as much time as they can until the ref tells them otherwise.
Indiana, the throw-in on the near side, quickly brought into Gutman. The left-footed delivery into the box. Chase Gasper is the only player there for either side, but he heads it down. Now the shot coming in is deflected, and St. Clair was scrambling to his near post, but it goes out for a corner kick coming up for Indiana, their 6th of the evening.
That's always a scary moment for a goalkeeper. After it's deflected, you're not really sure. You lose your bearings, and you just want to make sure it goes wide. St. Clair up to the task there.
Several crimson jerseys in there as Swartz, the in-swinging delivery to the near post. It's headed away by Sadich. Swartz recovers again on that far side. Sends another ball into the box. Pines there to meet it. And he heads it away. Chased down once more by Indiana. Comes to the near side, Spencer Glass. Defended by Crownell. He tries to send one in quickly. It ricochets off the shins of the Maryland junior and out of play. Throw in coming up for Spencer Glass on the near side. Quickly taken in the feet of Thomas. Glass gets it once more. Cuts back to the right foot and sends the ball into the box. It's flicked down, but Matsalevich is there to poke it up towards midfield. Paul Bin getting on his horse to chase that one down, but Timmy Mell sends it high up there once more. It's brought down a scramble as St. Clair comes off his line comfortably into his hands and goes to ground. We are now approaching 2.5 minutes. Indiana needs a miracle. St. Clair once again taking his time. Now sends the punt high across midfield. It bounces before being chased down. Now Matsalevich in there, but it's headed back into the hands of Trey Muse. A quick, low, driven kick to the near side. Andrew Gutman brings it down and now looks to start the Indiana attack. Long ball to the far side, trying to find Dorsey. Dorsey coming inside, but Gasper there as well. And once again, he wasn't going to be able to shield that one out, so he brought it back in play. Now under pressure, it's given back to Indiana. Shouts for a penalty kick, not given. Squared back to the top. The shot, it's poked away by DeRosa, and Pines able to spin and kick that one out, and Sadich getting it clear to the head of Matsalevich, who will run it down. And Jack Merrill dropped it all the way back to Trey Muse. Poncho in there with a very good attempt for Indiana, with the Maryland back line equal to the task. "90 seconds left for Indiana to find 2 goals and force this College Cup semifinal to overtime. Glass on the near side, being run down by Paul Bin. Now switches off to Ben DeRosa. Glass still in possession, squaring it back, but right into the feet of Andrew Samuels, who's basically become a third center back. Poncho flicks it up, and Dane St. Clair claiming that one at the near post, and once again going to ground is now 65 seconds left. A lot of shots from both teams. This open second half has really provided a lot of opportunities for both teams. Indiana 15 shots to Maryland's 10. Ball high up in Maryland territory, brought down out of the sky by Sadich, sending Bin on a run, but Buckmaster's there to drop it back to Trey Muse, who takes a touch forward, and a chip ball to the near side brought down by Swartz. Now Dorsey has it on the far side. Dorsey still in possession, but Matt DeRosa there, a sliding challenge. Everybody back for Maryland but Paul Bin. Ball to the near side. Austin Poncho now going to work on Ben DeRosa. Edge of the box, clipped in, but it's off of Ben DeRosa and out of play as 15 seconds remain. Quickly in. Poncho, the right-footed delivery into the box. Donovan Pines rises to meet it. The bicycle attempt, but it's headed down again. And Crownell sends it down the field. Well, they say third time's the charm, and so it is in Santa Barbara as Maryland has taken down Indiana and are headed to the national championship.